Understanding Religious Worldviews, produced by Chris Lovell. In this video, we're delving even deeper into religious worldviews and their impact on how people perceive life, the universe, and God. We'll explore various belief systems and, most importantly, understand how these worldviews compare to a Christian perspective. What is a religious worldview? A religious worldview serves as the lens through which individuals see and interact with the world. It's a comprehensive perspective shaped by the beliefs and teachings of a particular religion, helping followers answer life's biggest questions. Why are we here? What is the purpose of life? What happens after we die? Let's use Hinduism as an example. The Hindu worldview includes the concepts of samsara, reincarnation, karma, the law of cause and effect, and moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth. These beliefs guide Hindus in how they live, make decisions, and relate to others, with a strong focus on fulfilling one's dharma or moral duty. All of this is intertwined with their understanding of divinity, which is both immanent and transcendent in the form of Brahman, the ultimate reality. But every religious worldview, from Buddhism and Islam to animism and neo-paganism, offers a unique lens that shapes how adherents view life's purpose and how they relate to the divine. So let's break down a few more worldviews and how they stack up against a biblical perspective. Exclusivism, the narrow gate. Christianity's exclusivist claim is probably one of the most well-known aspects of the faith. Exclusivism holds that there's only one true way to know God and that salvation is found solely through faith in Jesus Christ. This idea might seem narrow to some, but it's rooted in the teachings of Jesus himself. Consider these verses. Matthew 7:13-14. You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad, and its gate is wide for the many who choose that way. But the gateway to life is very narrow, and the road is difficult, and only a few ever find it. Here, Jesus is describing two paths, one broad and one narrow. The narrow path, on the other hand, leads to life but is difficult and followed by few. John 14:6, ESV. I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This is perhaps the most straightforward assertion of exclusivism in the Bible. Jesus declares that he alone is the way to God, excluding all other paths as insufficient or false. Acts 4:12, NIV. Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to mankind by which we must be saved. The apostles affirm Jesus' role as the sole means of salvation. This makes it clear that Christianity doesn't accept the idea that all religions lead to God. So, while exclusivism might seem narrow-minded to some, it's foundational to the Christian faith. For Christians, this claim isn't about rejecting others. It's about proclaiming what they believe to be the truth, that Jesus offers life and salvation. Religious pluralism and relativism, the wide gate. Now, let's look at religious pluralism and relativism. Pluralism is the belief that many different paths can lead to God or the divine, and that each religion offers a unique way to understand spiritual truths. In this view, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism are all equally valid ways to approach God. Relativism goes a step further by saying that truth itself is relative. What's true for one person might not be true for another. This means that morality, religious beliefs, and spiritual practices are all subjective and based on personal experience or cultural context. The Christian response to Christianity, however, maintains that there is only one path to God, as Jesus said in John 14:6. The Bible also warns against relativism and pluralism. Isaiah 45:5, NIV. I am the Lord, and there is no other. Apart from me, there is no God. This verse declares the uniqueness of God, refuting the idea that multiple paths or gods can offer salvation. 1 Timothy chapter 2:5, NIV. For there is one God and one mediator between God and mankind, the man Christ Jesus. Paul emphasizes that Jesus is the only mediator, the only bridge between humanity and God. By standing against relativism and pluralism, Christianity doesn't reject the value of dialogue or mutual respect. Instead, it seeks to uphold the truth of Christ's unique role in salvation. Animism, spirits in all things. Next, we have animism, a belief system that sees spiritual essence in everything: trees, animals, rivers, even rocks. This worldview is found in many indigenous and tribal religions and is deeply connected to the land and nature. The Bible, however, takes a different approach. While God's creation is indeed full of wonder and He reveals Himself through it, Psalm 19:1, the Bible makes it clear that there's only one true Spirit, God Himself, Genesis 1:1, NIV. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This verse shows that God is the creator of all things, distinct from His creation. Deuteronomy 18:10-12, NIV. Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, or casts spells. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. The Bible explicitly forbids the practices often associated with animism, like consulting spirits or engaging in divination. Pantheism, polytheism, and neo-paganism pantheism sees God as one with the universe. Everything is divine. Neo-paganism revives ancient pagan practices with an emphasis on nature worship and honoring a pantheon of gods and goddesses. The Bible's response is clear. Exodus 20:3, NIV. You shall have no other gods before me. This commandment establishes the basis for monotheism and rejects the worship of any other gods. Romans 1:25, NIV. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshipped and served created things rather than the Creator, who is forever praised. This verse addresses pantheism and nature worship, highlighting that the created order should never be worshipped in place of the Creator. Colossians 1:16-17, NIV. For in Him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible. All things have been created through Him and for Him. He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. These verses affirm that Jesus is the source and sustainer of all creation, reinforcing His supremacy over every other supposed deity or divine essence. A religious worldview isn't just about personal beliefs. It's a comprehensive framework that shapes how people view life, make decisions, and connect with the divine. Whether it's the exclusivist claim of Christianity, the spiritual interconnectedness of animism, or the nature-centered focus of neo-paganism, each worldview offers a unique approach to understanding life's ultimate questions. For Christians, the Bible serves as the final authority, affirming that there is only one true God who reveals Himself through Jesus Christ. This belief in exclusivity isn't about intolerance, but about faithfulness to what Christians understand as God's revealed truth. If you found this video enlightening, don't forget, share it with someone who might benefit from these insights.